With your permission, we'll take questions from all of the speakers as a group at the end. And Phil, I'd like to thank you for setting the scene very, very well. I think you probably now understand the importance of gathering together as a group in order to gain more meaningful data and more meaningful answers to the questions that we're all asking. And Phil's last slide was by no means off the mark. I worked for the UK Biobank project, which was a national project, and when I was collecting the data on behalf of Moorfields, my mind was very focused by the fact that they told me, in total, for each minute that you spend on each patient, when it all adds up, it's £1 million per minute. That did rather help me get my skates on and get everything in 11 minutes, but it just gives you an idea of how much is required and what the cost of these things are. But to give you more information about that, I'd like to call upon Rhea Mattox, Lorraine O'Mullane, and Julian Jackson to talk about how we're going to fund the Birdshot Biobank.
Thanks, everybody. I've already introduced myself. I'm Rhea Mattox, and standing with me is Lorraine O'Mullane. Lorraine has birdshot. She's another birdshotter, one of us, newly diagnosed in September of last year, is that right?
Yes.
But is now our fundraiser. I don't know why I say but. And not only is she a birdshotter, and she's our fundraiser, and we'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. I just wanted to start by welcoming Dr. Edmund Jessup. Is he here to say thank you very much for coming? Thank you. Thank you so much, because he's changed his holiday to be here today, and he's just arrived. And Dr. Jessup works around specialist commissioning with Agnes and the National Specialist Commissioning Groups. He's a medical advisor. And it's very important because it's Rare Disease Day as well, and there's big changes to the NHS in 2013. So Dr. Jessup has very kindly agreed to be here in this session and through lunch, working with Stephen Nutt. Stephen, where are you again? Thank you, Stephen. At that stall to help anybody who wants to understand the changes that are happening, what specialist commissioning is about, what the rare disease strategy is about. And particularly for healthcare professionals, we really need you on board, because the government strategy is now out for consultation, and this is our opportunity to change it, and I personally believe it needs to change, and I suspect that Rare Disease UK thinks it needs to be much stronger, so we really need your input. So thank you to both of you, to Dr. Jessup and to Stephen Nutt. Funding. Thank you, Phil, for starting off the funding debate. We need to raise about 140,000 for the biobank, and then we need to continue raising money to ensure that we can undertake the research. We've actually got 3 pots of money that we need to find funds for. The first is the Birdshot Days. This is a Birdshot Day. We want to continue holding them. We held one in September 2010. We want to continue trying to hold them about every 18 months, because I think the feedback has been so valuable, and also it tells us where we've got to and where we need to go next. So we need to continue raising funds for that. We need to continue raising funds to help BUS, the Birdshot Uveitis Society, to function with our aims of supporting people, providing information, and helping to make days like this happen and enabling research. And we want to grow, because we think there's a need not just in the UK, but as it's been shown today, our visitors from elsewhere, and I'm so sorry that I failed to mention 2 other visitors from the US. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm so sorry I didn't mention you this morning. We're really grateful that you're here. So we need to continue funding BUS, but the big one that we're talking about today is the Birdshot research and the biobank, and Phil has talked about that. What we've done is we've started raising funds. So today out there you will see that there's a raffle, and there's a lucky dip, and there's a craft stall, And there's a whole host of things going on out there where we're starting the fundraising. And I'm just going to ask Lorraine to mention some of the prizes, because I'm expecting all of you to be dashing out there, spending lots of money. So I'm handing you over to Lorraine.
I just wanted to draw your attention to the amazing prizes that we have for our super draw, first of all. Collective woohoo! We have an amazing quilt that's been made by one of our members, Liz. Thank you so much, Liz. I can tell there was hours and hours of work went into that. We have a case of pink champagne, a day's membership to Guards Polo Club with lunch in the clubhouse and drinks for 2 people. We have tickets to go and see the King's Speech, which is moving to the West End. This was donated by the actor Charlie Edwards, and he will have drinks in his dressing room with you afterwards, again for 2 people. We have a £250 venture photography voucher, again donated by one of our members, a £150 Specsavers eye care voucher, a Carluccio's hamper, a month's membership to the Park Club, which is a country club here in London, pretty amazing. And we also have some bespoke earrings, which were made especially for this day. So that's some of the prizes that we have on offer. Our Lucky Dip, everyone's a winner. It's only £1 a ticket, so dig deep, everybody. We'll be expecting great things from today. Thank you.
So that's one of the things we're doing. There is something else that we're doing, which is we're working in partnership with Fight for Sight. And one of the initiatives we've got is the Carrot Walk. And we've got Julian Jackson here to talk about that. The other thing I just wanted to mention is that, sorry, this figure is wrong up there. Fight for Sight is offering us £15,000 if we can raise the rest of the money for the biobanks. I talked about 140,000. So if we can raise 140,000 minus 15,000, they will give us 15,000. So we're now working in partnership with Fight for Sight. And we're going to be setting up a Just Giving page for the Carrot Walk. And I'm going to hand over to Julian Jackson to talk about our partnership.